Priority Manager allows us to take our priorities, assign tasks, but yet see all of the tasks in a holistic view. In addition, be able to assign priorities, be able to assign cost, be able to automatically attach time, lots of things going on inside a Priority Manager to make and enable you to get to work easier and organize your thoughts based on the priorities you have within your life, your organization. So let's go ahead and take a look today at archiving. So in order to manage this environment, we want to make sure that we keep our task total count down as low as possible. And this is done through two ways within Priority Manager. One is we're allowed to archive information. So here within the archive, all this data sits somewhere else. You can see there's 242 tasks that have been archived, and we can simply, to restore them, we can simply type in archive no right there and hit this button right here, and the task will automatically appear back within our active tasks. Let's go ahead and do a test run while we're talking about other ways to do that. Let's go ahead and just create a task real quick. We're going to do it here under email. And we're just going to create a test task that will show you exactly how the process works. So we'll just let's do this. Let's do 2/11/23. So we're just going to save that. I'm going to copy that in case we forget. And we're just going to save that task. It's pretty easy to create a task. And then when we look for that task, boom, there it is. So let's say that we have this task. What can we do with it, right? We can archive it, which we just talked about in this long-term archive. We can also delete the task. So we don't make delete a common feature. You don't see it on the main menus, but if you use a search bar, you can certainly delete the task. So let's go ahead and archive the task first. Then we will delete it, we'll restore it, and then we'll delete it. So that's pretty easy to do. So the first thing we want to do is go back to that task itself, and we're just going to search for it here on our main menu, and we're going to say, yes, archive it. And we're just going to hit yes. Okay, that's pretty simple. Now you can see it's set to archive. We're good to go. To initiate the archive, although this is done automatically, but we're going to force it to do the archive, we're just going to click on this button right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to go out and it's going to archive. It takes a few minutes for it to do its whole process, about a minute to do the whole process. And then this task is going to disappear from this screen. As you can see here, it just disappeared. It took approximately 30 seconds or so. I did pause the video so you wouldn't have to wait with me. But here you can see now that task is gone. Now let's say, oh man, I need to find that task again. Where could it be? I can go over here to search and just simply search for that task. Notice here that it is in the archive long-term storage area. We know that it's a little different colored screen. It's no longer in our active area. We can click on that and see any notes that we created related to that archive. Remember that just because it's in the archive doesn't mean it's not searchable anymore. As you can see, we can find the task here. We can also find any other information embedded in here. So for example, if we wanted to look up how to parse information, we could see an active task that did that and an archive task, and we can find out information that might help us in the current challenge that we're working through. So it makes information easily accessible for all types of information. But let's go back to this task again. We're looking for this task. It's inside of the archive. So how do we restore it from the archive? We're going to go here to archive. We're just going to search again for that task. There it is right there. We're going to click on no. And then we're just going to again force it to sync up again. And what this is going to do is it's eventually going to, within about 30 seconds or so, it's going to appear again right here inside of our active tasks. That one actually took about 10 seconds. I guess I could have waited. I just refreshed my screen and there it was. Notice here that the archive is set to no. Now it's an active task again. So the last thing we want to do with this task is we want to get rid of the task. Now you may ask yourself, well, why Why don't you just put delete out on these screens? Well, because we don't really want to delete historic tasks because of the way we use the search engine, and we're able to search across multiple areas, right? Our active and our archive. We want to keep this information. It's the information that we contain within our actions, our work notes, the things that we're doing to execute those tasks that become very important to when we have to do that similar task in the future. So we want to discourage deleting. So we really have deleting of tasks only associated here with the search capability. So when you hit search, as you can see here, we're highlighted, we're in search, and we can just simply click on delete. Now here we can delete it. This is going to ask for a confirmation, or we can cancel. Of course, we want to delete that task and it goes away. The other area where you can delete are your priorities. And again, it also gives you a heads up that, hey, are you sure that you want to do this? And you can delete any of them at that point. That's how you look for tasks, create tasks, archive tasks, restore them from the archive, and search for them. All done within Priority Manager.